Hey everyone, hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelly and today I'm going to be talking about No by November. I wanted to dedicate, first of all, hi, if you're new here then hi, I'm Shelly, welcome. And in November of 2022, this last month, I did a no buy in which I did not buy any books for myself and I also didn't buy any clothing or any tangible items for myself in that month. I was feeling a little bit like I was in buying mode constantly, and I was just ready to take a pause. I was definitely accumulating far more books than I was reading, and I just needed a reset. And so that's why I implemented No by November, and in this video I'm going to be wrapping up my feelings, my thoughts, and possibly what's going to happen in the future. So let's just get started. The first item on this list, in my mental list that I wanted to talk about was that, how did it go? Did I buy anything? Did I break my no buy? I did not break my no buy in November, and I was really proud of myself. And actually, as the month wore on, I felt like it got easier because I was in this really cozy space of just saying no. Just saying no to everything. I was like, great, this is easy. I'm just gonna say no to literally everything. That is the answer, is no. Do I want the dress? No. Or do I want it? Yes. Am I gonna buy it? No. You know, like that kind of thing. Do I want the book that is being featured as the best book of the year by the New York Times? Yes. Am I going to buy it? No. And so once I got kind of cozy in that mode, which didn't take too long, once I got there, it was really pretty easy. I was able to browse, websites, look at best and worst of lists. I look at things on sale, and the easy answer was just, I'm not gonna buy it because I'm on a no buy. And that was really nice, actually. It was kind of a relief. And then I noticed that my creativity exploded. Like I started feeling like I wanted to dig into my own stuff. And I don't know if that was a consequence of the no buy. I didn't know if it was because I was on a no buy that I wanted to play with my stuff more, which was such a wonderful feeling. You all have probably, maybe I've been doing closet playtime in which I get dressed in the morning, and I've been having so much fun with that because we have changing seasons right now. I mean, in South Carolina, in the American South, it really stays very, very tepid. Our coldest months in the winter is January, February, and part of March. And so sometimes our November and December can be quite warm. And so, there are days where it's not, it doesn't feel like the seasons have quite changed. And then there are days where it is a bit nippy and kind of cold out. With the changing seasons, at least the idea of the changing seasons, it's been really fun to pull out my tights, to pull out my sweaters, to see how I can layer things, and to feel really refreshed in the things that I own. And part of that is the changing seasons, and part of it, I think, is the fact that I was on a no buy, and so instead of mindless scrolling of clothing, of accessories, of fashion websites, of resale websites, I instead pointed my eyes, pointed my attention to my own closet, and I was able to play around with that. Now, as far as books go, because this is a bookish channel, I do talk about books here for the most part, I am feeling a couple of things. First of all, I think it's important to say that I have not bought any books. I have not bought any books. However, a handful of books have come my way. And so I think I'm going to have a haul video of the books that came to me in November up after this video. I'm not really sure of the order of events. Anyways, I did have books come to me, but they weren't books that I chose. One of which was a book that I was actively desiring, and a friend sent it to me, for which I am just ever so grateful. And the rest of the books were books that were gifted or someone let me borrow because they thought I would like it. So that's kind of interesting, getting books that I don't actively want to read that are now in my collection that I now have to decide what to do with or figure out places in my home for them. And some of the books I really love. Okay, so we're not talking about that. I didn't buy any books in November, which made me feel really good. And there were books that were really tempting. Most actively, it is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julie Armfield, I think, or Julia Armfield. Oh my gosh, I'll put the title, the picture up right here. I've just heard so many good things about it. I've heard it's got creepy vibes. I heard it has lover vibes. I mean, I heard, you know, there's just a lot going on there, and it sounds like my kind of book. And so that book is still tempting me, and it's still on my wish list. However, what's also happening right now is there is a ton of end of the year wrap-up content for a lot of places. Let me be a little more specific and less vague. The end of the year list of like best and worst books from the New York Times, from Steve Donahue, our resident book critic here on YouTube, who does his epic end of the year lists, booktube videos, all of that is coming up. And so I have this desire to wait and see how everything shakes out and what I actually actively want at the end of the year, and possibly do a book haul at the very, very tail end of the year. That's my idea. That's my thought. However, I don't think I would have gotten to this position of let's wait and see if I hadn't done my no buy. If I was still in buy mode, like buy, consume more and more and more. If I was still in that mode, which I didn't realize how much I was in that mode, if I was still in it, I think I would just have the desire to buy a brand new book, and I would seek it out on the secondhand market, or I would search for it and go down little rabbit trails and buy it at, you know, at a great price, or at the best price I could find. And that's how I would be spending my energy. So I think the natural transition that has happened for me is that I went from, like, before November, so October, September, I went from when I wanted a book, I immediately started searching for it in order to buy it. Now when I want a book, or when November happened, when I wanted a book, the answer was easily no, I'm not gonna buy that. Now when I want a book, I am waiting. I'm waiting to see whether I still want it in 30 days, in 60 days, when the price drops to something a little more reasonable. I am just waiting and seeing. And so far, even though I have had like burning desires to read books, and I even talked about the books that I wanted in one of my check-in videos, even though I have that flurry of desire, I don't want to act on that desire. I actually want to just wait and see if I'm still in the mood, essentially, to pick up that book that I so desperately wanted a few weeks ago. What's also interesting is that I feel like I am putting on the glasses of discernment. I'm looking at books with a bit more of a discerning eye, because I don't want to just buy unabashedly anymore, at least right now, not with all of these unread books in my closet, and not with, you know, in my house, Shelly, not with all of these unread books in my house. And so I feel like I have put on my discernment glasses, and I'm just enjoying the slower pace of things coming to me. Now here we are, December 7th, and I have bought one thing. I have bought one item, but it's not a book. I bought a dress. I will definitely feature it in one of my wake up, let's get ready, as one of my sweet subscribers said, in my advent calendar, my getting dressed advent calendar that I'm clearly doing in December. I didn't know that that's what I was doing. I'm mostly just enjoying getting ready in the morning and featuring that in a little short. That's what I've been enjoying, so that's what I've been doing. And so far, I've had one book, one book from Steve Donahue's end of the year lists. I'll leave his website link down below. He puts out fantastic, like truly top-notch end of the year list type wrap-up content for all of the books that he's read this year, and he just does a really good job of recommending his favorites. So there is one book on his end of the year list that I do want, but again, I'm not going to just act on that desire, partly because the book is brand new. It's a 2022 release, and I don't want to spend $20 on the book, but also partly because I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood for that particular read in a few weeks. And so I'm just going to wait and see. Oh, one other thing that I feel like has come from this no buy, and I do want to touch on it really quickly. I don't know how much space I have in my memory card or in my battery right now. So we're gonna make it kind of quick. One other thing that I wanted to talk about was that I actually feel like I am I am in culling mode. I'm in let's declutter, let's get rid of. Have I read this? Do I want to read this? That's a big question. Do I want to read this still? And if the answer is no, because I bought it when I wasn't being very discerning, when I just was buying a bit more unabashedly, then I'm getting rid of it. I don't want it. I want my collection to be books that I truly want to read, that I truly have interest in picking up. And so far I have a small stack of books that I'm ready to give to little free libraries. That has been feeling really good. And I don't think that I would have gotten to this place if I hadn't done my no buy. And so it's kind of a nice little reckoning. I'm sort of like, do I actually want to spend my time with this book anymore? And if the answer is no, then it's going. It's gone. Like, I don't want books that don't call to me, that don't spark that joy in my soul. So there's that, which I thought was very interesting and I didn't expect from this no buy. And I actually have, I think I'm going to make it its own separate video, but I have a plan for next year and it's going to be all around book buying, and it's mostly going to, at the center of it, the heart of it, I'm giving you a preview of coming attractions. At the center of my project for next year, it's going to be loving on my personal library, because I have an incredible, I have an incredible personal library, and I have so much gratitude for the books that are here, that are waiting to be read, that I just cannot wait to get to. When I'm in buying mode, when I'm in consumer mode and being a consumer of items and of books, and I'm not reading them, but I'm just acquiring them, then I feel like it really diverts my attention from the things I already have. And so my project for next year, at the heart of it, is going to be loving my personal library. And of course, I'm going to have rules, a concept, things like that for next year, along with a couple of other actual reading projects that don't have to do with buying and consumerism. But I will also have a couple of reading projects, but one of the projects that has to do with purchasing is going to be surrounded around the question of, how did I love my personal library this month? How did I love my personal library today? Okay, so that's it for me. Let me know, how did you do with your no buy? Did you do a no buy? Are you interested in a no buy? I'd be very curious. I would love to know. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.